Welcome to Archangel Revelations and Prophecies 444. I'm Gat, your host. A viewer requested a full life purpose analysis. That's what we're going to do. I will start off with the numerologist. This user will receive two different worksheets. Uh, First worksheet will have their horoscope information on it. If they want to use it, it'll have the name of their archangel on it. Have the link for that. The second worksheet will deal with astrology, all the houses of astrology, what's in each house, the archangels, and how they correspond with astrology. And I'll have some information about their natal chart on that as well. So the voice you're going to hear now will be the expert. I'm sure this gentleman already knows, but I know he knows his name. It's a big name in the Bible, one of the biggest names in the Bible. Without that name, you wouldn't have one of the greatest Bible writers. The birth date is also a big birthday, very mystical, very cultic, and very close to American history as well. All right, we'll get started. Again, the next voice you hear will be the expert. Give him a second, he's calculating.
Hi, Stephen. Thanks for requesting your free numerology reading here at numerologist.com. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to give you a quick yet deeply revealing analysis of your unique numerology chart based on your given name and date of birth. Stephen, there are 5 elements that form the core of your chart and that most massively impact your life. They are the life path, birthday number, soul urge, expression, and personality number. And by intimately understanding your numbers, you'll uncover many fascinating truths about who you are, how others perceive you, and the unique opportunities that lay ahead. The most important number in your numerology chart is your life path. It reveals your most fulfilling life direction and the major lessons you're here to learn. It highlights the specific opportunities and challenges you'll encounter, and your unique personality traits that will help you on your journey. Your life path is calculated by simply adding up the digits of your date of birth. Your life path number is 1, and this tells me a lot about you. Stephen, you're a born leader and an absolute authority in your field. Like your life path implies, you are destined to be number 1. You are ambitious, confident, self-motivated, fiercely independent, and have a rare talent that is guaranteed to put you in the spotlight at least once in your life. You are very good at getting the ball rolling and initiating new projects, but tire of routine and highly detailed tasks quickly. When confronted with obstacles, your unwavering inner strength and sense of self acts as a beacon others are inspired to follow. Your assertive nature and willingness to do whatever it takes keeps you ahead of the pack and is key to your success in life. While it often may feel like you face more challenges or difficulties in life than others, it's only because you're more ready and able to handle the risk. It's your job to step up, break away from the status quo, and inspire those around you. Do this, and you'll effortlessly achieve your full life path potential. Next, let's look at what is known as your expression. This is another extremely important element in your numerology chart, as it highlights your natural talents and abilities, many you likely didn't know you had. It's often called the destiny number because it reveals a great deal about your potential and what you're meant to accomplish in this lifetime. While your life path is calculated using your date of birth, your expression is calculated by analyzing the letters of your full name at birth. Why your name? It represents the inheritance of your personal history up to the moment of your birth. Each letter and corresponding number, like a mosaic, combine to form the complete picture of who you are and who you're meant to be. Your name at birth is said to be the blueprint of your potential. To get a free personalized expression reading based on your full name, please enter it below.
All right, I'm going to enter that information now. Give me one moment. He's calculating.
Hey again. I'm so glad you decided to stick around and get your personalized expression reading based on your full name at birth. As you'll see for yourself in just a moment, your expression number, or what is sometimes referred to as your destiny number, is one of the most telling elements in your numerology chart. Unlike your life path number, which uncovers your most fulfilling life direction and the major lessons you're meant to learn along the way, your expression number produces a highly potent and accurate profile of who you are and the magic you put out into the world. It reveals the innate gifts you were born with and predicts your ultimate potential. Your expression number is calculated by adding up all the digits that correspond to the letters of your birth name using the Pythagorean alphabet. It can be a bit time-consuming to do the math by hand, so I took the liberty of calculating and interpreting your expression number for you. Stephen, based on my calculations, your expression number is 4. And after getting to know you a bit better, it's really no surprise. 4 is the number of patience and stability. You have a natural ability to keep both feet on the ground, which is why others come to you frequently seeking support and guidance. Your strongest inner gift is your ability to put your head down and focus on the task at hand. You get stuff done and done properly, which makes you a force to be reckoned with. This is most definitely the key to your success, so keep it up. You probably found that failure only knocks at your door when you take on too much at once. You're often called upon to lead new projects and assume positions of responsibility, which can leave you feeling limited and overwhelmed, especially when others don't have the same work ethic you do. Despite this weight on your shoulders, you have tremendous reserves of energy power to draw from. Put this energy towards achieving your goals, and you'll be unstoppable. Stephen, please know that there is still so much left to explore in your unique numerology chart. And if you'll allow me, I'd like to give you even more insight into your life, relationships, and true purpose by analyzing your soul urge number. Your soul urge number, also called your heart's desire number, represents the inner you. It exposes your hidden motivations, deepest cravings and urges, likes and dislikes. It reveals the true intention behind most of your actions and decisions. In just a minute, you'll discover your soul urge number and meaning. But first, to make sure this reading is as customized and accurate as possible to your current life circumstances, I just need a bit more information from you. Please go ahead and enter it now below. You'll also see that we ask for your email address. This is so we can send you written transcripts of your personalized reading, so you can refer back to anytime you'd like. When you enter your email address, you'll also become part of our thriving community and receive regular updates, special invites, and content from our panel of expert columnists. This is I've got all the information I need to complete your personalized numerology reading, and you guessed it, I saved the best for last. Now, a word of caution. The information I'm about to share with you is incredibly intimate and may raise a hair or two. Most people are often shocked at the accuracy of these readings, and I think you will be too after you hear the intriguing truths I've discovered about your personality, hidden motivations, and true purpose. If you choose to listen on, do so with an open mind, and this insight is sure to bring you immeasurable rewards. I'll start by examining your soul urge number. Your soul urge, also called your heart's desire, shows what your soul needs to grow and evolve in life and relationships. Like your expression number, it's derived from assigning numerical values to the letters of your full birth name using the Pythagorean alphabet. Except, in the case of your soul urge, you look only at the vowels. Here's why. Consonants are pronounced with sharp edges and have a definitive beginning or end. They represent your public personality and the traits you outwardly share with the world. On the other hand, vowels are pronounced from free-flowing breath and have softer edges. They represent the true, tender, and often hidden you, and reveal your deepest soul urges, many you likely didn't know you had. The famous Renaissance doctor, translator, and astrologer, Marsilio Ficino, devoted much of his life to studying the incredible ways one's life improves when he or she follows the promptings of the soul. The benefits he encountered were undeniable. So, are you curious to know what your soul urge says about you? After analyzing the vowels of your full birth name, I've discovered that your soul urge number is the master number 11. Whether you know it yet or not, one of your greatest assets is your incredible manifesting power. You are magnetic, wise, and have a broad outlook on life. Being both curious and intuitive, you are deeply interested in the mysteries of life and can inspire others through your work and your revelations. You have a strong calling to be a masterful leader or spiritual teacher. You fear being limited in any way, but it's only because it's your soul's urge to seek and expand. Because your intuition is so finely tuned, you can be a bit sensitive and sometimes doubt your own power and vision. As a master number, you have greater potential than most. Remember to trust your immense ability, and there's no doubt that you'll achieve the abundance, enlightenment, and growth your soul craves. When it comes to relationships, you can be quite selective. You're only interested in someone who has a common outlook on life and is equally committed to their personal and spiritual growth. You know exactly what you want and believe that truth and integrity are paramount to a successful partnership. But that's not all I've discovered about you. Like an onion, you have many, many layers. And after digging a little deeper into your numerology chart, I can see that you have plenty of unique traits and personality quirks left to explore. Stephen, I get the sense that over the last few years especially, you've become pretty set in your ways. It's safe to say that you know who you are and your personality is not likely to change. You likely don't enjoy receiving unsolicited advice. After all, you've survived this far by following your own instincts. I see you as someone with confidence, charisma, and pride. You've overcome a lot of obstacles in your life to get where you are now, although I don't think you're as competitive as you once were. You have a strong sense of responsibility, and your nature is to be the protector and provider for your family. I get the feeling that you're spending a lot of time wondering about your future. How many years do I have left? Are we financially stable? Can we continue to live the life we're accustomed to? Is that all there is? You probably try to fight the biological clock by acting young at heart and paying more attention to your health. While you don't have as much energy as you once did, I think you've always felt younger than your age. You are well-groomed, well-dressed, and well-liked. My guess is that you may become offended when you get offered a senior's discount right off the bat. Every now and then it comes to your attention that you are the oldest person in the room, and that makes you feel a bit vulnerable, especially when one of the first things you do each morning is read the obituary column. Health-wise, I think you're in great shape. Continue to get yearly checkups from your doctor, and I sense that you'll live for quite a few more years, even decades. As far as your marriage goes, it's not been a complete walk in the park. There has been ups and downs, good times and bad, but ultimately you deeply love, respect, and understand each other. While you know your wife better than anyone, I get the sense that she is probably the most difficult person to shop for because she's already got everything she wants. Yet, if you don't get her a thoughtful gift on her birthday or your anniversary, she can get a bit cranky. Not to mention what happens when you forget them altogether. The most difficult years of your marriage happened every 7 years, so the 7th, 14th, 21st, and so on. After each 7-year cycle, I feel that you became significantly closer, but at times you wish that your relationship was more intimate. Stephen, it seems that likely you've been doing a lot of reminiscing, perhaps thinking about your childhood or a high school sweetheart, and wondering if you made the right decisions in your life. I don't think your past was easy, and I don't think you were born eating from a silver spoon. That's probably why you've worked so hard, to give your family what you didn't have. I get the sense that money has always been a significant concern in your life. You always wanted to make sure there was enough, so I don't see you as a big risk taker. Chances are you didn't have a rash of different jobs in your life. You probably started your career on the bottom rung and worked your way up. In your youth, you may have even dropped out of high school or postponed college in order to support yourself and your family. I believe that family is most important to you, but I feel a distance between you and another close family member. It could be a child, a parent, or sibling. My advice to you would be to resolve any past misunderstandings and enjoy each day as it comes. Continue to push yourself to experience new things, as that will keep you young and vibrant. You have plenty of years ahead of you. This may be hard to believe, but the information I've shared with you over the last few minutes barely scratches the surface of what I can discover about you by digging deeper into your numerology chart. After just looking at your life path, expression, and soul urge numbers, I can say that you have a truly unique number combination. In fact, there's nothing I'd love more than to spend hours exploring every aspect of your chart. And that includes analyzing the numbers that appear to be missing altogether. But as you can probably imagine, our resources are limited, and we have to draw the line somewhere with how much information we can freely give away, without even being sure yet that you're ready to go deeper and experience the powerful, yet often confronting truths hidden in your personal numerology chart. So far, I've just given you a brief overview, but if you're open to it, I'd like to send you your complete numerology report, where I'll take a deep dive into every single element of your chart to reveal many more obscure facets of your personality and ultimate potential. For example, I can look at your fourth core number to determine the closest thing you have to a superpower, or tell you the ways you can bring more success and joy into your life by examining your hidden passion number. Your personality number will reveal what your friends or even strangers think about you. And after looking into your rational thought number, I'll be able to tell you, without a shadow of a doubt, the quickest way you can solve any problem or hit those big goals. Then there's your karmic lessons, planes of expression, balance number, challenge numbers, and pinnacles, which reveal the 4 biggest obstacles you'll face in your lifetime and how to overcome them. So, as you can see, there's a lot left to discover. And frankly, most of it is far too personal to share with you here. I'd much prefer to thoughtfully decipher your calculations and send you a private report that you can print out and pour through while curled up on the couch with a cup of tea, almost as if a master numerologist is there with you, conducting a personal reading in your living room. So, if you're ready, just click the button below, and within seconds, we'll get to work compiling your complete numerology report that includes not only expanded versions of the readings I just gave you, but detailed and thorough interpretations of every single element in your chart. That's over 900 individual calculations, all about you. Trust me when I say this will be unlike anything you've read before. You'll uncover the different facets of your personality that combine to make you the person you are, including characteristics you thought no one knew about. You'll finally make sense of the struggles and setbacks you faced in your life and how to breeze over them the next time they appear. You'll discover your most precious gifts and talents and how to use them to improve your career and relationships. And with daily readings for the next 2 years, plus monthly predictions for the next 9 years, you'll know exactly how to wake up every single day feeling blissfully happy. It's my goal to make sure you never miss another opportunity or experience a surprise setback that holds you back from living your best life. Can you imagine how having this information will change the way you live your life? The way you show up in your relationships and the decisions you make? This report will be like your roadmap to a happier, more abundant and joyful life. And there's nothing I want more than for you to get there as soon as possible. So I encourage you to click the button below now to get your complete numerology report. We'll get started on it right away and have it sent to your inbox within minutes. Now, I know what you might be thinking. How can they possibly send me a complete...
Okay, he is going to send that to your email. It'll be the whole situation. Look it over if you're interested. All right. So what I'm going to do now is pause this, and when you hear me again, it will be a natal chart analysis. Alrighty, so now we're looking at the natal chart. Right away, his first house, you can see he has a spiritual name, and his first house is Pisces. So he's going to definitely be a spiritual person. We'll determine if he's psychic or not. Looks like he is, because you got Neptune retrograde in Libra. So again, you're already looking at some type of relationship, possibly twin flame. Let's count the house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's in the 8th house. So you know he's dealing with some type of soul, twin soul. He's gonna have a unique connection to Scorpio and Pisces, and then Libra. So that's like twin soul all over. Has it written all over. So Neptune's going to be sending him information through his dreams and subconscious of his past life. And then Lilith is there, and she's retrograde, which means that the feminine aspect did not feel cherished. So you want to make sure that Lilith feels cherished. That's most important, as that can determine a lot of your next life. So now, just looking at his first house, you want to keep an eye on anything that has to do with Scorpio, Pluto, Mars, and Aries, and Pisces. And we already took Pisces and Neptune, so we'll see what else we'll do. But Pisces is also the 12th house, but we'll talk about that when we get there. And you see Aquarius there as well in the 12th house, but we'll talk about that when we get there. So you have Aries energy, and you have the East Point. The reason why they're putting so much light, see, the 12th house is very interesting because they're putting East Point light in the 12th house and the 1st house. They're putting ascendant light in the 12th house, and then Jupiter is there. Because I always tell people Jupiter will always have to do with twin souls and past lives and stuff, especially twin souls. And you see he's at 0. Jupiter's at 0 between 11th house, which is supposed to be the submission or Aquarius, and the 12th house, which is supposed to be the darkness. So they're trying to work through whatever dysfunction. Now, as you know, I was in and out when I was listening to his the numerologist, but he said a couple of things. But see, a lot of times things are for a reason. Uh, like your name, I would really get to know your name in the Bible. You should really It's Acts chapter 7, and basically that was he was supernatural. Stephen was supernatural, and he was really. You have people like Joseph. He was a Joseph type, and the elders or the elders couldn't do everything, so they said let's appoint some deacons. So they appointed deacons, and Stephen was one of the first deacons. But Stephen, they would look at Stephen and say, "Wow, he has the face of God." And they said the same thing about Moses. Moses' face, after seeing God, his face shined so much they had to put a veil on it. So these are highly supernatural people in contact with God. Now, what the universe does, I'm only going to speak for my they did it for Joseph, but they get surrounded by like people that are kind of like dark or kind of like wicked. Like I'm talking about my own family, so nobody should get offended because I'm talking about my own family. These people are dark and wicked. Not saying they can't go out and go to church or do some nice things, but these people just have wicked inclinations. Like Joseph's own brothers tried to have him put to death. So that's how it was with Stephen, because Stephen was from Jerusalem, so he was a Jew, but he was killed by a Jew because he was a Jewish Christian. But the Hebrew Jews that weren't Christians, they wanted to put Stephen to death because he didn't back down. What was so wonderful about Stephen? It was Stephen that gave that wonderful historical talk in Acts chapter 7. And he was because they're so truthful, like I am. They're so freaking truthful that people want to kill him. And that's why they killed Stephen, because he was so truthful that when he got finished, they rushed him outside the city and put him to death. And Saul was there, and Saul helped kill him, really. Say he watched the coats. But eventually Saul will become the Apostle Paul, in my opinion, one of the greatest apostles of all time, because he wrote allegedly he wrote most of the Bible, and Paul is the greatest metaphysics of all time, because it's all in like I'm a metaphysics, and I got a great admiration for Paul. But without Stephen, there would have been no Paul. So what I'm saying, when you come here, you're gonna get hit with that. And I heard a numerologist allude to it. So you're gonna get hit with a lot of things in this life, a lot of darkness. But then when you had the Job, the same thing, where God allowed Satan to take everything Job had, kill the kids and everything, and the only thing that Satan left was the wife, and the wife was just curse God and die. So she's not being any encouragement. So there was a lot of darkness there. So you got to remember the light and tap in. Say, I remember the light, and I'll fight to the death for it. I don't fear the darkness, and I've been doing this for decades. So you got to remember the light. And like I said, people don't understand what happened here in America. I'm not saying who's right. I'm not involved with politics. I could give a fuck less about the Illuminati. But something happened. Something happened. Because I don't think nobody would have thought you'd be hearing people talking about Jesus Christ coming from the White House. But it did. But it is. So something happened. Some type of shift took place, and it's we're at a 1 year. So never fear the darkness, because there's always going to be a greater light. And if you're allowed to go through darkness, it has a reason. It has a purpose. So sometimes you just have to toughen up, go through it, and trust in God. You can make Psalms 23 your favorite Bible verse. Now, what's the best thing about Stephen? There's something about Stephen that nobody really catches. Some people do. Jesus is always shown in the Bible as sitting at the right hand of God. But when it came time for Stephen to die, when they were stoning Stephen to death, he looked up and he saw Jesus and he saw God. But Jesus was standing up. Why wasn't Jesus sitting? Because he's always sitting. Because when Jesus stands up, he's receiving you in. So the Bible tends to imply that at the moment of his death, Jesus was immediately with Stephen. See, that's the glory of being spiritual, and that's the glory of not letting this cowardly world trick you. You stay true. Joseph stayed true, and he became the second in command. And Pharaoh said, hey, you take it. I don't even want it. You're doing a great job. So he commanded the whole world. He was the second in command, but the first in command said, you can do whatever you want. I trust you. I know you're from God. So you have to believe that, no matter how bad it gets, no matter whatever's going on. That's what you have to believe. And if most people don't understand the language, it's not for them to understand it. But there are certain people that it is for them to understand. Stephen was one of them. Paul was one of them. Job was one of them. And there's people on earth now that understand that you always confess the light, no matter how dark it gets. You always believe that if your eyes close in death, the next person you'll see is the Most High. Now, if I said that, I said it for a reason. I said it from the spirit. And we'll continue with the natal chart. I'll be right back. All right, and again, so that birth date, the month and the date, that's a big date with American history. All righty, so that was the first house. Second house, the house of finances and possessions. You got a lot going on there. You seem to have a nice amount of planets or points on your borders. As one door closes, another one opens. So you've had a lot of struggle in your financial sector. You got Aries there, you got Mars, so that's just a lot of struggle. And that's your true north node, so that's what you're supposed to be working on in this life. Some type of struggle with finances. And that's also your sun sign. But it's so close. So there's a lot of stubbornness there. Because it's so close to Taurus and the communication house. So there's a lot of struggle there. And somehow they mix Venus up. This is some crazy. I'm sorry. But somehow it has something to do with love. But I keep telling you, you can see it in the charts. Money always has something to do with like the soul unions. You got some type of love, struggle, stubbornness going on with communications, finances, and communications. And if the true north is there, so that would be what you would be working on in this life. And the universe delights in it with good fortune. So that's your third house. Fourth house, Gemini. But you got Juno. And Juno was saying you would probably find yourself in a relationship with either a Gemini, a Cancer, or possibly an Aquarius, possibly. And your fourth house concerns higher education, family, your heart, property, and vehicles. Juno usually indicates something sudden that happens, something that's unexpected happens. It could also be something that's independent. Taking you to your fifth house of Cancer with Palace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Cancer is nurturing, because that's also the fourth house, like I said. But Cancer is ruled by the moon. It's about nurturing. So you should listen to Santos about Capricorn and Cancer, and that is in your natal chart, your free worksheet that you'll receive in your email. It's also in the description box, because you have some type of unique Cancer Capricorn connection, because Cancer is ruled by the moon, and your moon is in Capricorn. So, and you can see them right across from each other. Then they put a Leo in the sixth house, which is ruled by Virgo. So it's some type of healing, because Leo's all about adventure, fun, love, romance, taking risks, children, childbearing, nature. But they put it in your sixth house, meaning it needed some type of healing. And then they go Pluto retrograde, which means it's trying to connect you to a past life situation from the eighth house. Like I said keep an eye on Pluto and Scorpio and stuff like that. More nurturing, with Curious. And Pluto can also mean something's going to impact you, like something external affects you to make you change. And then you have Saturn, which can represent karma, like past life karma, a karmic debt. Saturn can also mean a lack of discipline. Saturn retrograde can also represent a lack of discipline. And if you notice, even though it is in your sixth house, it's so close to the seventh house of relationship, so you could take note. And then in a relationship, it's healing again, Virgo again, and it has a vertex cross at 8, which again is that karma. 8 is the 8th house of Scorpio, but it's also karma, twin souls, twin flames. And we already discussed your 8th house, and you have Libra there with the relationship. So, in theory, it just seems like you had a past life relationship that's kind of affecting your finances now, because it will. I try to tell people that if you're in any type of twin soul situation, it can affect your finances. And a lot of this information is being given to you in dreams and things like that. This is why you would definitely want to get your angel cards, with an angel card readings and stuff like that. I try to tell everybody, the main thing you really need is your natal chart, and you probably need your natal chart and a good angel card reading. Once you have that information, that's when you want to go somewhere quiet and try to learn it, because it's not that difficult. Plus, I give you the whole full worksheet. Because what happens is you have people, they're kind of lazy, or well, I don't have time, or whatever reason, so they won't look at it. They don't really want to learn it, and they just keep running to somebody else for answers. But like this person right here, he's highly psychic, he's highly intuitive, and even by the questions he asks for his angel card, you could tell. But they're trying to get each person to use your gifts, because I'm trying to explain to everybody, this is how it used to be before the world got taken over by the people that are running it now. And they shut us down. They cut us off from our connection to astrology. They took our holy books and more or less rewrote them. And the system is set up to worship them, basically to worship the powers that be. And they took the Savior and they made him, he's like a government agent now. So if you're actually worshiping that Savior, you're actually worshiping the government. And they tell you that if you study history, you'll know I'm not lying to you. And there's people out here like Husky from Bible Believers. He kind of breaks it down to you. But there's other people out here trying to show you too, like Jonathan Kleck, a little bit of Paul, William Tapley. He's pretty honest, but he's still, in the mix as well. But he is honest about it. He'll tell you this pope isn't the right pope. So he's an honest man, but he's still trapped in the matrix. So you have to just sit down and do that. And then if you do need further angel card readings, that's totally up to you. But even if you don't, at least you still have the information you can have. Or if you went somewhere else and they're talking to you, you know to go to your natal chart. Because whenever I do angel card readings, the angels are always going to point you back to your natal chart, because it's all on your natal chart. So I say, yeah, just got to learn to just have wisdom. You can't let emotions get involved with it. You got to really want to know what your purpose here. That's why I said this will never be bubblegum astrology. I'm never going to be that palm reader that you're walking on a ball walk holding the hands with your girlfriend, and all of a sudden, you got a teddy bear because you just won it because you played the game, and let me get my palm read, LOL. No, it's not no LOL over here. This is real life. So that's never going to change. Some people appreciate that, some people don't. But if you want the truth about what your chart is saying, it's my job to give it to you, the truth from the chart, and give advisories is what I do. Because the idea is this. See, I'm a Leo, but I'm not a Leo that you would think. Now, maybe in my younger life I was. I don't really remember. But you can start to change. You can become like more mature. You can handle things better, or make better decisions, because now you have your natal chart, you have the angel cards, and you can see the areas that maybe you need to work on, or get more in line with your purpose. So here, just looking at your chart, it's all bad. To me, it's just all. It seems to be based on past life situations that are really messing you up, affecting you now. Because it started off good, a spiritual person and stuff like that. But as soon as you step to that second house, and you even heard me laugh, like, and I didn't mean to laugh, but it's like, wow, like World War III, and then it had Venus there. I was like, wow, but it's still love. It's still love there. And then you continue to see it throughout your houses, all the way to your 8th house. So when your 8th house, you're dealing with a relationship matter, possibly twin flame relationship, possibly. And Neptune at 13. 13 is a number of tests, just so you know. Tests and serpents and stuff like that. Purification. So Neptune is sending past life. Neptune is retrograde. It's sending past life information to your Aries, your first house, to Pisces. And then Pisces is working with Aries because Aries is in your second house of finances. Now we move on to, let me look at it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that was your 8th house, like I said. But I'm thinking 7 because it has Libra, and Libra is your 7th house. So again, it's the whole thing. But now we're moving on to your 9th house, which is your higher self house. And now you have Scorpio all by itself. So they're kind of like showing you how your 9th house is kind of being affected by all the stuff that's going on in the previous houses, like from house 1 to 8. And then you got Pluto again, because you want to know, since Pluto rules Scorpio, you want to go to Pluto, but he's in that retrograde with Leo. They're trying to heal that up. And then let's look at your 5th house again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nurturing. Because it just seems like, for some reason, the universe sort of needed to hit you up with a lot of nurturing. And then the 9th house. Well, now you're in the 10th house. So first, that's supposed to be your house of career, but sometimes it just means if you're in a twin soul relationship, it just means your project with your twin soul. So it could be either one. But if it's a house of career, Sagittarius would be some type of sociable healer. Sociable could be a social worker, psychologist, but it's anything, some type of healer. If that was a career. Otherwise, it just means healing, and it's going to be your higher self. But you see, Chiron is retrograde. So again, past life healing. A lot of energy there, but it's still past life healing because Chiron is retrograde. And then medium Coeli. Then your 11th house should be your house of submission, Aquarius. And that's when one or both twins realize, hey, we got to work together. We got to stop all them. But you got Capricorn there. And a lot of times Capricorn deals with discipline because it's ruled by Saturn. It could be sociable too. And the moon is there. The moon in Capricorn. So again, this person's kind of like a worker. See, you don't know what the situation was, because sometimes people are workers and they miss all the love and the romance and stuff. But I'm not really sure if this person might be a person that works, but then tries to compensate by like, oh, okay, here's some money or something like that. But the people really want to see the person. They don't really want to see the money. I don't know if that's the case. And then Jupiter is close to that 11th house, but it's really in the 12th house. And Aries, again, Aries is, the 11th house is ruled by Aries. The 11th house ruled by Aquarius is all about friends and associates and stuff like that. But Aquarius really means when the one or both twins say, "Hey, we got to work together. It's our purpose in life." That's why they call it the age of Aquarius, or the age of enlightenment, because they finally realize we can't do this without each other. They stop letting third dimensional dictate to them how to live their lives. And you see that you have finances there because of Aquarius and the dysfunctions. And another way of looking at that is maybe by helping dysfunctional situations, you acquire finances by doing that. By maybe going into situations that aren't working so good and helping them to work out, or areas that are considered dark, and helping to bring that light, that East Point light and that ascendant light. So, what could the advisory be? Maybe, because that's hard, for different reasons. But one advisory would be to focus more on spirituality and love and less on finances. In other words, this is just my opinion, but sometimes it's good to just let stuff go to get that burden off of you. That would just be my advisory, because it seems to be really holding you down. And got to be conscious of the feminine aspect, because the feminine can't feel neglected, because that'll keep you a little retrograde. And believe it or not, she kind of like makes the decisions. And sixth house. See, Leo has to be loving, but it just have to make sure that loving is directed at the right source. And only assuming if you're with your twin now, you will want to just work on a better relationship if you're with your twin soul now. Or even in a relationship, just a better relationship, because they still got Libra. Libra could just be a relationship, but it could also be your twin soul. Work with your, like I said, work with your angel cards, work with your natal chart. Learn more about the higher self, since you got the Chiron retrograde. So that's all I could say for that particular chart. Alrighty, what we're gonna do now is we're going to ask his angel questions. I'm gonna put this on pause. I'll be back. All right. Give me a second. I'm just finding his questions. His first question is, how can he connect better with his spirit guides? We'll be back with the answers. 4 cards were pulled to answer that question. First card, clear your space. Jophiel, Libra. Get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you, and use Feng Shui. And again, you can use your worksheet to write this information down. And again, if we look at your chart, let me just pull your chart back up. She goes immediately to where Neptune is. So they're trying to talk to you. But that's Neptune retrograde. And Neptune goes right to the subconscious through your spirituality, through Pisces. And it's also in the 8th house. So I'm pretty sure Neptune can communicate with Scorpio too. Because he's in the 8th house, so of course he can. And that what you're saying, because that's what all your issues are, like with Aries and Scorpio. I already said that. So she's saying one of the reasons why you're having trouble is you got to clear your clutter, clear your space, and that could mean really clutter, because I had to do the same thing, just clear clutter, get rid of stuff, or it can also just mean just anything that would be blocking you just has to be moved or put somewhere else so that it's not blocking you. And Feng Shui, if you want to know what that means, you go right to Yahoo search engine and say, what is Feng Shui? If you don't know what that is, it's FENG space SHUI. Next card. Oh, Shamuel. It's interesting. Shamuel represents Taurus, and he's saying career transition. Your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change. See, what I was saying is, when you do have a spiritual calling, but and they will back you up. In fact, that card may come, but they will back you up. You have nothing to fear. So we're in third dimension, and we've been trained to think a certain way, and it blocks us from going spiritually. Because I was the same way, so I had to get hit with hard trouble. Because I would have never stopped. I would have kept on trying to do it, even though I've been trying to do it for over 40 years out in the world and get my ass kicked the whole time. Because the world doesn't play fair, and it definitely doesn't play fair if you're a spiritual person. And you have a name of a man that he proved that. The world killed his ass just like they did Jesus. So that world is not going to play fair, especially if you're spiritual. So I had to get hard trouble to slow me down. That's why Apostle Paul had to get afflicted, 2 Corinthians chapter 12, to slow him down, because he would have kept going. Paul was the Energizer Bunny. He was going to take out Christianity all by himself. And he was doing a pretty good job of it, because they feared him. They heard the name of Saul and they was running. They wanted nothing to do with Saul or Tarsus. But then God had to stop him, knock him off his high horse. So, career transition. So, something has to change so that you can get to your life purpose. You have to have a blessed career transition. This is Samuel, and then like I said, it was my twin flame that actually got me fired. So even though I felt like it hurt me, it actually helped me, because I got to do what I'm supposed to be doing, and I can take care of my health a whole lot better, because I don't have to be somewhere at a certain time and I have to be alert when I can't be alert, because I just can't, health wise I can't do it. So it all works out. It all works out. So we're gonna look at Samuel. So he's right in that trouble area of yours, because he's Taurus. 1, 2, 3. So that could house of communication, and he's also love. Your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change, because Samuel helps bring you your spiritual soulmate. Now remember, Venus rules Libra and Taurus, because that's what I see. It's like a lot of love. You got a lot of love. See, you may be an earth angel because you have unbelievable love, but it is locked down, like locked down. And I'm just looking at like, wow. So Libra addressed Jofio addressed your 8th house and told you got to clear your space, use Feng Shui, you got to start listening more to your dreams. And that's why Gabriel will tell you to have your journal. Have your journal by your bed so you can write your dreams down. The Learn Dream Interpretation, which a lot of people want that too. I haven't offered that service yet. It's available, but I haven't offered it yet. But Dream Interpretation, again, there's websites to help you with that as well. So Samuel, Jofio addressed your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8th house, which is the Soul Matters house, your twin soul house. And then Samuel followed up with 1, 2, 3, the house of communication, which is Gemini. Now Libra is with Jophiel, the twins, the scales, the twins, the couple, the 7th house of relationships. And 1, 2, 3, he comes in with Gemini, Taurus and Gemini. So this is all twin soul, twin flame stuff. So they're trying to tell you that it's not over. Not over in a lease. There's abundant love, but now we got to start cleaning the clutter so we can get back to it, because it's trapped. That's what I mean by saying they boxed you in, they hemmed you in with all this third dimensional stuff like money problems and all kind of crazy stuff. But again, I just got finished telling another guy, we as men, we always have to stand as men, even if we're not liked. I'm not liked by a lot of people, but respected by every last one of them. So you got to learn how to be a man. See, we used to have leaders, and you're older than me, so you should know the days of the great leaders we had. So we're trying to get back to those days now where men start to be men again, like Archie Bunker used to sing about, when men were men. Nothing wrong with that. Doesn't mean you're going to bully nobody, because we're not. If you're really a man, you don't have to bully nobody. You don't have to feel. Doesn't mean you bully people. I didn't say bully people, but you do have a right to be a man. You have a right to say no, 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 or this is how it's going to go. And if people don't want to support you, they don't have to. But you don't have to stop being who you are because of some other stuff going on or worrying about what people think. And you'll learn more about it in these readings, because I can already feel it. Because reading your chart, I'm not gonna lie. Reading your chart, all I saw was confusion. And I'm not saying you're confused, but I'm saying it was confusion as to say, well, what is this? What are they telling me? What's going on with this chart? He's boxed in. And now with the angels, the first two angels, they're already addressing. As soon as they came, they're already addressing your chart. That's why I said more people. I gotta do what I gotta do, but I'm here for a reason. And I'm gonna say what I've been saying for a long time. Let the teacher teach. Let the intuitive person be intuitive. If I'm making a statement, instead of going third dimensional, getting upset, or going third dimensional, well, I'll never use him again, or going third dimensional on some little kitty stuff, try to like an adult. Go somewhere quiet. Sit down. Because the more you listen, the better you're going to see your life become. See, I'll always see myself as the person at the bottom of the barrel. See, I don't mind saying I'm a piece of trash. I have no business with these gifts. But God has blessed me with these gifts, and I continue to be blessed because I've learned how to listen to these angels. Even if they're telling me something I can't personally see or it doesn't make sense to me, I just listen to it. And I'm not trying to hear what somebody else has to say. Like when Job's wife was going curse God and die, he kept on serving God. When God destroyed everything, when God let Satan destroy everything, Job fell on the ground and started worshiping God. Now, how do you worship God after he's allowed every last one of your kids to be killed? You're one of the richest people on the planet, and in one day, everything's gone. Your children, everything's gone. But instead of him cursing God, he fell on the ground and kept worshiping him, because he knew how good God was. So sometimes we have to trust in the spirit realm, even though from our earthly senses, we don't know what the heck's going on. But they are trying to address your situation and trying to help you because you are boxed in, and they're trying to show you how you can get out. The third card is Ariel. It says, spread your wings. Do not hold back right now. The timing is perfect and you're ready to soar. So you want to go everywhere. She's saying the same thing I said. Aries, because Aries is where your money problem. You got Mars battling and duking it out, money, and that's your true north node too. But that's the money issues, the struggles in the money. She says, do not hold back right now. The timing is perfect and you are ready to soar. Spread your wings. She's like trying to fly. She's trying to get out of there. And I don't know. I'm not making no suggestion. I'm not a financial counselor, but I don't know. You may have some financial things that you can get out of. Do whatever you got to do because it's blocking you down and you can see it. And love is right there. The sun is there and the love is there. You got the sun and Venus, but it's blocked down. Sometimes you got to take that burden off of you. In the name of Yahshua HaMessiah, ask for deliverance. Next card. Aries again. Courage. She's telling you the same thing I did. Man up. And don't get mad, but man up. Ariel is saying be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. Because I think you believe in love. And love doesn't have an age. I believe you believe in love because I see it in your chart. But you've allowed all of this to box you in. She's telling you to stand up when men were men. Because you got Leo all over the place. But almost every step you try to make love, they got a block for you. They got a challenge for you to get through that love. So again, hopefully you wrote these angels down. But again, if not, you can always take your video, go back, write them down so you know how to go to your chart. So you'll have the information you know to focus on. How can you deepen your healing abilities? I will be back with the answers. And I'm sure this answer also has a part of that other answer as well. But we're still going to ask the angels. I'll be back with the answers. How can Lyle deepen his healing abilities? Four cards pull. First card. Clairsentience. This is Raguel, Sagittarius. He says, notice your recurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. So they're definitely reaching out, trying to talk to you. And again, Sagittarius, if you look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Your 10th house, again, so they're telling you that your career could be, your 10th house is your career house. Your career could be using these gifts you have. And they're saying clairsentience. So you could, that's how your income will come in. You just have to believe it and begin doing it. So your healing abilities, and it's funny because you have Chiron, who is the healer, in there, but it's retrograde. So past life, so that they're encouraging you to heal yourself too. You also got to heal yourself before you can really fully heal other people. So they're letting you know that. And again, in your ninth house, the house that Sagittarius rules is Scorpio. So I don't think he's shown up yet. Scorpio hasn't. This Jeremiah, he hasn't shown up yet. So that answers that question. But here's the second card to answer the question: leadership. So they're saying the same thing I'm saying. Leadership. When men were men. Like today, you can go right on YouTube. Try to find Archie Bunker singing that song. When men were men. And in the way back there. Leadership. Gabriel. It's time for you to assume your leadership power and position and loving guide others. So you can't be letting people run over top of you. Like I have women all in my house. They drove my father to an early grave. I let them know you might have made him crazy. You won't make me crazy. You might have killed him. You ain't killing me. I'm still duking it out. But things have changed. This is decades and decades of hell. But it did get better. Like I said, I might not always be loved, but I am respected. So they're saying leadership. It's time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. So I'm not telling anybody to be a bully, because this is Gabriel, and it's feminine, because Gabriel is androgynous, feminine and male. Well, this is feminine Gabriel, and he's dropping the horn of judgment, because Gabriel has the horn of judgment in tarot cards and angel cards. But he's dropping the horn of judgment, saying don't judge people, but you have to learn how to lovingly judge. Because you're talking about healing others. Well, heal them in love, but you have to set the example. And that's the moon card, and that takes you right to Cancer, to Capricorn, in your 12th house of dysfunctions. So you have to, it's good to be a worker, but I mentioned that about love, because sometimes people work and they say, oh, they'll send a gift, but people would rather see you. So that's part of lovingly guiding others. Next card, Michael, you are safe. I am protecting you against lower energies and guarding you, your loved ones, and home. So Michael wants you to know you're safe. You can call out to Michael for matters of safety and protection and help. And Michael corresponds with every zodiac sign, so you're completely safe. And then we go to the moon again. So this is the second time we go into the moon. Haniel. She says, notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations, and capitalize on these cycles. Now, all the information about the moon and the dove is in your description box, but it's also in that free natal chart report, a worksheet you're about to get. So they keep telling you about the moon, and that keeps taking you back to your 11th house. Because, see, that's the 11th house really of submission. That's the house where the twin souls are supposed to say, you know what? Our relationship is more important than third dimensional. Let's work on our relationship, and let's stop fighting against it. Let's stop being third dimensional. And that's the Aquarius age. That's the 11th house. But the 11th house is also friends, associations, and groups and stuff. So that's where it is. So that she's telling you to learn how to use these moon cycles to affect your energy and manifestations. Because you asked about healing, and she's trying to show you how through the moon. Because we're in a new moon right now. It just happened last night. So that answers your second question. Let's go to your third question. Okay, we're going to get back to that one. How can he increase his spiritual visualization? Give me a second. How can he increase his spiritual? 3 cards pulled. How can he increase his spiritual visualization? 3 cards pulled. First card. Wow, you got Raziel wants to help. He's the Leo. And you see Leo all over your chart. Maybe that's why they're trying to block Leo. But Leo is also your love and romance and fun and adventure and travel and children and childbearing, taking risk. This is Raziel. He's the ancient one, the very wise one. And he's got the dove, just like Haniel's got the dove. So you have to learn what the dove means. So you have to really study that information on the moon cycles and the doves. Spiritual understanding. I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. So when you see Leo, you see Raziel. Let's go to your fifth house first. That's ruled by Leo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there goes the nurturer. Because for some reason they keep connecting you to the moon. See, I don't know if you are a nurturer or they're telling you you need to become a nurturer, because they just keep pointing you in that direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, nurturer. And then it takes you right to your fifth house. It takes you to Leo, who's in your sixth house for healing. Because you're asking all about esoteric stuff and higher self. Well, when you're dealing with Pluto, you're going to be dealing with esoteric mysteries and higher self and the soul and stuff like that with Leo. And that's Raziel. So Raziel is trying to help you. And I want to see which archangel does it. Just give me a second. I believe it's either Raziel or Jeremiah. All right, just give me a moment. Also, this is I don't know who wrote this, but I'm assuming it's Doreen Virtue. But this is on a different page. But it's about Raziel. Oh, I'm gonna subscribe to their newsletter too. It's called AngelicSign.com. But they're definitely talking. This is definitely her work. But I don't know if she wrote the article. I'll try to find out. But here it says, and this is important: if for any reason you made vows in other lives which cause you problems during your present life, Archangel Raziel will help you identify them and will cancel them in all directions of time. So Raziel is the one that can cancel his vows. So if you got it, because I see Saturn there with that karma and stuff, so Raziel can help you cancel it. So if he's one of the best guys and he's offering his services, he's one of the best guys you can use because he has all the ancient wisdom and stuff like that. But him, I believe Jeremiah and Uriel, they all in Metatron, they all deal with esoteric information and stuff like that. So I'm gonna put this here, and I'm gonna try to see who wrote this article because they have a picture of Doreen Virtue, but then they're not necessarily saying who wrote this, but they're implying that it's Doreen Virtue. And this is the first time I've ever seen this website, so I'm copying it for myself as well. All right. So I put this on your worksheet, your questionnaire, your questions. All right, and I'm gonna go back for a moment. Give me a second. So that was interesting. All right, so he wants to help you. Yeah. How do you increase your spiritual visualization? Let Raziel help you. Again, that's why you need your angel cards. These are Archangel Oracle cards. Last time I checked, they were on sale too. All you have to do is go to angeltherapy.com. And when you get to angeltherapy.com, you hit the Hey House tab, because they're responsible for publications and sales of all of their Durban Virtues materials, and you can get them. And I think they have price. All right, give me a second, because I signed up for her email, and they're supposed to send me a link to confirm it. And I'm trying to see if that link came. And of course, I know to check my spam folder as well. And then we'll continue. And there it is. So now I've been subscribed. Very good. And then get rid of my little trash can. Make sure nothing's in it. Alright. Now we can continue. So that's how you create your spiritual visualization. And see, it's good you're asking these questions, because they're showing you on your chart where your spiritual body. You got a Scorpio working with Leo, and I believe that was in your house of healing, because you're asking about healing. That's why these angels know what they're doing. And that's why I said I'm learning with this, because you get hit with a lot of people, but I'm just a very honest person. And, you know, some people just don't want honesty, and they rather you blow smoke up their ass and just take their money. And I won't do it. But I see by, you know, so they go somewhere else, because they just want to be lied to. And, you know, good riddance. Like, but I'd rather deal with the people that are asking questions that make sense, because I'm a logical person. And then you can see people ask questions, and you can see it on their chart, and you can see the angels are working with them. So anybody that's doing that, that's why I said you have to concentrate. You have to slow down. People coming with questions about love and all that. There's a time and place for everything, but you got to learn how to work with your angels, because you may never see what you're looking for until you work with your angels. That's the bottom line. They'll help you, but you got to work with them. Just like there would never have been the acts of the apostles without the angels. It would have been the failures of the apostles, because they would have tried to do it in their own power, and they would have stayed third dimensional, and they wouldn't have been able to heal nobody. They wouldn't have been able to do nothing, and they would have failed. It would have been the failures of the apostle. But because of the presence of the Holy Spirit with the angels, they were able to do unbelievably great things. So that's all I'm trying to teach people, the truth. So sometimes you have to listen and see. I'm a real teacher, so a teacher knows how to get your attention. Like, if somebody comes to me and they're a little arrogant, I become arrogant, because that's all they're going to hear. Some people you can't be nice to, because they don't respect nice. You have to be on their level. Alrighty. So now we're going to answer the question, because you got 3 more cards to answer this question. How can you deepen your healing abilities? Next card. Divine Order, taking you back to Sagittarius. This is Raguel. Everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see underlying order. So once again, you want to go back to your house, Sagittarius, because that's your career. They want you to get involved with healing people, really healing, but they want you to be spiritual. They want you to put the spiritual realm first, because that earthly realm, that financial sector, whatever holding you down, they really have you locked down. Because it looks like the lockdown started with Mars and took you all the way basically to Saturn and Pluto, because Pluto and Mars are basically, they all work together with Aries and Scorpion energy, because Mars used to rule Scorpio. So they really got you locked down. But the reason why you might have, I'm going to call it a Scorpion lock on you. You may have a Scorpion lock on you because there's some people that don't want you to help others. So some people that are sent here, we've had hell from beginning. Our own family tried to take us out. Our own family tried to make us think we were crazy. Because it's a demonic, we're coming against something that's evil. This is a demonic place, to be honest with you. There's some good things on this planet, but don't, as far as, even if you understood biblical disobedience, that's wherever you go. You could be in a church and they're not obeying the God of the Bible. Then step outside of the church, is probably only going to get worse, or just as worse, or probably gets worse. So we're coming against really a spiritually dark world, and then we're like the light. So they try to box us in with third dimensional problems, false accusations, all kind of crazy stuff. So you have to learn how to trust in your angels and walk in the spirit, and like Peter did. In Matthew chapter 14, I think it's verses 20 to 32 or something, Jesus came to the apostles in a dark storm. And that symbolized the world, a dark, stormy world. And here comes Jesus walking on the water. They can't drown him, though, because he's God. So they're all terrified. And he's like, don't be afraid, it's me. And they're still scared to death. So Peter says, well, if it's you, Lord, tell me to walk on the water like you're walking on the water. But that's what I said. Once you walk in the spirit, and then you'll see, if you read those verses, I'm telling you, you'll see the word spirit right there. They'll say they thought it was a spirit. But that's telling you that Peter learned how to walk in the spirit, because he actually walked on the water. Like the dark stuff didn't matter no more. And that's how you know when you really had the presence of God on you, because you stop worrying about all this petty stuff, all this third dimensional stuff. And it doesn't matter who's going to say you're crazy and stuff like that. Walk with God. If you stay faithful, you'll see it. And I've done it for decades, and I can see just my family alone has gotten better because I was a man and I did stand, because I had to become a man, because my father was washed up. He was just why he let this world beat the crap out of him. And then he became a very violent man. And the more violent he became, the more he had bad karma. And he got killed. He died on Christmas Eve, coming out of the hospital to come home to celebrate Christmas. He never made it. So God don't like ugly. So that's all I'm trying to tell you. Next card. How can you deepen your healing abilities? Hello from heaven. Azrael taking you back to your 10th house again. Capricorn. Your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessing. So that's why I said you got a worker mentality, obviously, but you're working in the wrong place. So that they're telling you to focus on Sagittarius and your 10th house. Because we already dealt with Leo. Let's go to Sagittarius and your 10th house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sagittarius in your house of career. You got to become that spiritual healer. And then Capricorn rules your 10th house. And that's where the moon is. Because it's like saying you need nurturing. You got to learn how to nurture, because you're not nurturing. And that's why Gabriel, who also deals with the moon, said you got to learn how to lead, but lead with love. You can't lead trying to just make people do it. You got to set that loving example, like Jesus did. And then they had another house. And in your 9th house is Sagittarius, where there's Scorpio, because you got that Scorpio connection. And Jeremiah still has not shown up yet. I'm still waiting to see if Jeremiah is going to show up. Fourth and final card to answer this question. Azrael again. They're still dealing with your 10th house, and he's talking about your heart. So you got some heart issues dealing with Capricorn, which we just talked about, your 10th house and Capricorn. He says, Azrael says, comfort. I am with you in your time of need, helping you to heal, helping your heart to heal. So, and that's a physical heart, or your conscience, this is heart, and that all this stuff that's blocking your heart. Because you got Leo, you got Venus, you got all these loving signs, but they're all being blocked. So they're trying to help you. But in order to help you, you got to become that Sagittarius, that spiritual healer. Because that's what he is. Sagittarius is a healer. The centaur is a healer. That has got to become your career. You got to trust in the spirit realm to get your bills paid, to make sure you're taken care of, and stop trusting in yourself, and stop trusting in third dimensional or anybody else that's trying to push you to do something a earthly way or a worldly way. Because like the woman said, curse God and die. Well, let's be glad that he didn't do that. What would have happened if Job would have said, you're right, honey, I'm going to curse God and die? That would have really messed things up, especially people like me, because the book of Job is one of my most favorite books, because that's when God shows you that he is capable of doing some messed up stuff. See, I always loved the book of Job, because God was always talking to me, even when I was little. And he'd be telling me to, preach. And I say, no. I said, you got all these preachers out here. Why do you want me to preach? And he would always tell me, basically, they're lying. And they were, but I didn't think they were lying back then. They are lying. And I said, I'm not going to do it. And then I would read the book of Job, and I would say, yeah, this is how you really are. You got all these people acting like you don't do bad, but you do bad. And he tells you in Isaiah 45, 6 and 7, I'm the good and the evil. I'm the darkness and the light. And then in the book of Job, you see him telling Satan, go get Job. Job's a righteous man. I want you to go down there. See if you can test him. Do whatever you want to and just don't kill him. Say, what kind of God is this? And then in Matthew chapter 4, it says after Jesus got baptized, it said the Holy Spirit took Jesus to be tempted of the devil. So God will tempt you with evil. Anybody telling you that he won't is lying to you. It's not biblical. It's not fact. Anybody can turn to one scripture and say one thing, but that scripture's got to go with every scripture. Now, why is that important? Because when you're going through hell, you'll pray better. Because what good is it if you're going through hell and you're blaming the devil and it really ain't the devil? You better learn who to talk to. See, I know who to talk to. That's why I go through this shit. I'm laughing and giggling. That's why when I looked at your chart, I just started laughing because I could already see. I like, whoa, they're really messing with this guy. Like they're really, really messing with this guy. But I've seen it all my life. But if God thinks you're that much important, then don't be mad because he doesn't waste his time on people like that. God only wastes his time on people he thinks that's worthy of it, that can go through it. And if Satan takes out his time to take you out, that means you're some important cookie because he wouldn't waste his time on you. You got to learn how to think spiritually and think like God, and everything will be all right. Despite who doesn't like it, despite who wants to go, who cares? I'm still eating. For anybody that came my way, I try to help everybody that came my way. But if you came a certain way or didn't want to listen or you think you're going to control the situation when you're not experienced, then who cares? You can move on, go somewhere else. Why are you here? I didn't come to your email. I didn't come to your channel. You came to mine. So how dare you come here with attitude? If you want to learn, then take a seat and be a student. But if you want to be a teacher, you need to go somewhere else because I've been ordained to do this, called to do this, and it's proven. And I'm sorry if people don't like it, but again, the problem is they're not used to having a real man and they're not used to having a leader talk. When a leader talks, that's what you'll hear. And when you get used to it, you won't have a problem accepting it because he's proven it. But right now we're in a time period, and we've been here for decades, that sucks. And then we don't want leaders. We just want to do what we want to, like little spoiled brats. But we don't realize that there's a God that's going to judge us for everything we do. And that's the devil. The devil wants you to believe you can do whatever you want and it'll be okay because God's going to forgive you because no. I'm trying to teach you the real God of the Bible. He will make you pay. You will reap what you sow. And I'm talking to everybody listening. And the faster people get onto that reality and get to where their life purpose really is, because that's why I said this is not bulwark astrology. This is your life. This is not a joke. And there's angels fighting every single day for us. It's people all over the world dying because they believe in the Bible and stuff. We've been blessed in this country so far. We haven't had to worry about persecution to that severity. So it's my job to remind people. And that's called leadership. Now, let's move on to your next question. And we're going to change it a little bit. Because when you ask angels, you don't lead the question. Like you can't say, what area of carpentry should I go into? Blah, 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 blah. First, did you ever ask, should you go into carpentry? Because it's like when somebody says, I'm going to college, and they take Jesus with them. But maybe if you had asked Jesus, he would have told you, no, don't go to college. I got other plans for you. I want you to be a minister. Because Paul Bagley tells you, he had all these great career opportunities. They were still like in ministry, but they were all great, all well paying. But God said, no, I want you to go to YouTube. And Paul Bagley said he didn't want to go to YouTube because he didn't see the point. He didn't understand YouTube. He's not on the internet. Back then, he didn't understand why go to YouTube. Well, what about my livelihood? How can I make it? So he was worrying about stuff like that. So God shut down every opportunity, so he had nowhere to go but YouTube. Because if any one of those opportunities would have stayed open, he would have never came here. They would have never been, oh, are you serious? Get some coffee. What? So God knows what he's doing. That's the bottom line. All right. And no, I'm not going to say because Stone Gary says so. All right. So we're going to ask this question. What area of healing is best for him now? I will be back with their answers. All right, if you ever watch card readers on YouTube, you'll see it because I saw it happen with Nicole one time. Like sometimes cards will come, like you weren't going to pick the card, but it comes anyway. So that's what happened with this card. I really didn't mean to pick it, but it wanted to come because I kept telling you no Scorpio card has shown up yet. This card came on its own. It actually, however it did it, I was grabbing other cards, and this card came and just flipped and turned upside down. Not upside down, but it turned face up. And it was Jeremiah, Scorpio. He says the worst is now behind you, and you are surmounting any previous challenges. And it's an angel flying, like going up. So he's just letting you know things are about to get better. Whatever Scorpion, it looked like you had some type of Scorpion block on you. Because remember, Mars used to rule Scorpio, but now Mars rules Aries. But they still work together. So you had some type of Scorpion block on you that Jeremiah is letting you know it's just about over. Now we'll see if any other Scorpio card comes out and see what they say. So now let's ask the question again. What area is healing? What area of healing is best for you now? Nurturing. Gabriel again. As you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important for you right now. So I did hear something. I heard that numerologist saying you had some type of separation type issues going on. He said it might be children. I did hear that part. But I don't know. But this could be children, but it also can be like a sense. There's adults that are crystal children, indigo children, stuff like that. So they also need nurturing. So you just, I think you lead. You kind of like lead, you're driven. But see, you're old school. Tell them what they did because you're older than me. Tell them how it was with us. It wasn't so easy. It wasn't so easy. We really had to work. We really had tough. So this new generation don't understand that. They're like babies. You know that LOL, YouTube, social media, I'm gonna dislike that. But we didn't have that option. You got your ass out there and you fixed it. I don't know. I don't know if when you were young and you were hurt, your mother would just put some Vaseline on it or something, send you to school or something. Put a little Band-Aid on it when you should be seeing a doctor and stuff. No, we had it tough. They don't understand that. So what Gabriel's trying to tell you, you gotta learn nurturing and love, making eye contact, and not throwing fits. Again, not yelling at people. So that's your nurturing. Cause that what he's saying is you gotta heal like yourself, and you gotta heal the area around you too. Cause you're asking what area of healing is best for you now. So you can't look outside. Cause there's some people that do that. Like they want to save the world. There's a lot of Christians that want to save the world. They want to go to church. They want to help out. They want to help out in the community. They want to help the kids and all that. But they got all this stuff in their own house that they need to be working on. And that's why a man said about his wife, he said, she'll go outside this house and save the world, but she won't work on her family or work on her marriage. So that's a little hypocritical. So you got to humble yourself. And the best thing you can do, see me, I have no problem saying I'm sorry if I'm wrong. That's one thing people can say all they want. But I don't have a problem. Sometimes just say it. And if they believe you, hopefully they do. But hopefully your actions will prove it. And, just do it. And don't wait to, don't say, I said I'm sorry, but they're still acting like a jerk, so I'm going to keep being a jerk. No. Say you're sorry and just move forward. Become a man. Get out of immaturity and get out of third dimensional activity. Because that's ego. I'm going to do this tick for tack and all that. You want to stand up and be a man. And that's what Aries was trying to tell you. And notice your sign Pisces is in Aries. The first house is Aries. Because she's telling you got all these gifts, but you're allowing third dimensional thinking to stop you. You're allowing the Scorpion block to hold you down. They're saying that they break those chains. Almost like if you was in church and the pastor's calling you down to that altar call. And you finally want to stand up and tell the devil, get behind me, you damn liar. I forsake you in the name of Jesus Christ. And you get up and those bonds are broke. And then you're no longer the same. Even if you start to move forward and slip a few times, but you're still not that man that you used to be. And that's the glory of God, and that's the glory of these angels. Your next card on the question. What area of healing is best for him now? Uriel says clear cognizance. Pay attention to thoughts and ideas that come to you as they are answered prayers. And it's going to take you to Uranus or Aquarius, which is your dysfunctional house. Aquarius is in your 12th house. And it's also your 11th house where they keep telling you that you got to learn how to nurture a little bit. It's all right being a worker, but you also got to learn how to be a nurturer. Next card, what area is best for you healing now? Gemini, the twins, says compassion. Soften your heart with respect to the situation and all the people involved, including yourself. 1, 2, 3. And there go that bull, that communication, because love is waiting for you right there. Love is right on the border of your second house anxiety, worrying about that money, and that third house of communications. And love is right there, shining with the sun, Leo's ruler. Love is right there, but you're letting it hold, you're letting it block this. They're saying open up the door and let it out. I used to do telemarketing, which is also communication. I would come outside and I would walk to the shipping dock, and I walk all the way to the edge, and I would yell loud. I didn't care who thought I was crazy, but that's how I dealt with my stress. And nobody said he's crazy. I guess because they knew me, they respected me, they liked me or whatever. But I would do that a lot. And I remember one day, because you be on the phone all night long, it's telemarketing. This is like 2000, like the early 2000s or some 2000, early 2000, I guess 2001 or something. And I was coming outside, going to the car, and there was this white guy sitting in a pickup truck. So he looked at me and I looked at him, but I was just walking, and so I spit. But I spit every night because my mouth was dry. But this guy, he was a badass. So he thought I spit to say, because he was dating a black girl. So he thought I spit because I was like I was racist or jealous. I could care less. So I spit and got in my car, and he was still staring at me. So then he rolled down his window and he spit. So I looked at him. I was like, yo, man. I said, I ain't got no problem with you, like that. And then he just looked at me. He said, I ain't got no problem with you. But me and him, it was funny because that could have been a fight, you know. But me and him became cool because his girlfriend was fooling around with somebody else one night. He came and she was supposed to be working and she wasn't. So he asked me where she was at. But I really didn't know where she was at. So I was like, well, she ain't in there. I don't know where she's at. But he had respect for me because he knew I wasn't scared. So that's how you deal with bullies. Just for anybody that needed that information. Okay, now the next card. What area of healing is best for him now? Passion. Woo! Hannah saying turn it up a little bit. See, after you apologize for being maybe a little too Capricornian, and that's kind of corny if you think about it. Sometimes you got to take your cap off. Sometimes you can't be Captain Kirk. Remember Captain Kirk? Whenever he thought he was losing his ship, he'd lose his mind. Remember? Now, Captain Picard, if he thought he was losing the ship, he found an intelligent, intellectual way to deal with it. Not Captain Kirk. Because Captain Kirk was always beaming down and whipping people's asses. Even though Leonard Nimoy would say, Captain Kirk, you're the captain. We can't let you beam down. Spock, I understand what you're saying, but I'm beaming down. McCoy, beam me down now. Damn it, Jim, I'm wherever I am. And those are the good old days. So anyway, William Shatner had a little ego problem, and remember when they really had the ego thing going on? He was really crazy. They all lost the ego, but he was pretty much in control that time. I think he was. He realized he had to be the captain because everybody else was losing it. So Hanael is telling you get some passion, trust, and follow your renewed passion in your love life and career. So Samuel told you in the beginning that it was going to be a career transition. So he's telling you maybe you need to work more on your psychic gifts because you're a highly spiritual person, but you're allowing yourself to be boxed in. So they're telling you to stand up like a man and put your trust in God, make some changes. And so Hanael is saying you're going to have a renewed passion in your love life and career. And after you apologize and let the love flow, because the love is waiting for you right there. Sun with Venus. Woo! Taurus is Samuel. These are some loving archangels. Venus is Libra and Taurus, giving you Jophiel. So they're saying you got to get that healing first. What kind of healing is best for you now? Hannah again, get out with your girl. Take her for a walk. Sensitivity. You are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. So go on a walk. Maybe you can get away for a little bit. Just you and her. Final card. What type of healing is best for you now? Going back to Uranus. Aquarius. Aquarius is when the two twins submit and realize that nothing's more important than your relationship. It's a sacred relationship. Yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea to fruition. So wherever you see Uranus, so now you know that Uranus in your 12th house is talking about your relationship just like I thought it was. I just didn't say it. So you got to get that in check, and they just told you how to do it. Little humility, trust in the angels. Fix it, man, fix it. And then you can also go to your other house where your 11th house was Aquarius right there. And again, why? Because you got the Capricorn, because he's a worker, but he needs to learn the moon. He needs to learn how to be a nurturer. And Hanael is the moon. Remember, Hanael she corresponds with the moon cycle. But she like Gabriel and Michael. No, excuse me. She like Michael. They correspond to every zodiac sign. And you didn't. I don't think you had one Raphael card. Why? Because remember that numerologist in the beginning, he said you're a healthy guy. And I'm gonna double check, but I saw no. I don't remember seeing no Raphael card. It means your health is good. Hey, your physical health, but now you got to work on that love issue and get your spiritual, your psychic health going, your intuitive health going. So that's it. This was a pretty good read. But anybody listening, that's how you do it. You do the natal chart, get some angel card questions, and then you have a blueprint. So now you got your blueprint. And if you want to follow up on it, that's up to you. But if not, you got your blueprint. Or if you want to go somewhere else, at least now you got the real deal. You're only going to get the real deal here. That's how I honestly feel. You can go to a psychic, but really you're believing, in 3 months. Oh, I see someone coming in your life in 3 months. Well, they may be in Puerto Rico with your money in 3 months. So we don't play games here. We tell you the truth, and we show it to you right here, right now. There's no place like it on earth, and especially for the price that it is. This is as low as I did it on purpose that way. I could have been jacked my prices up, baby. I didn't do it. So I'm trying to help people. So I just don't have time for people to come at me with third-dimensional attitudes and stuff. I'm the teacher. I'm out here helping you. Respect that. Be thankful for God. Respect that, and let's work together, because I will not be disrespected. This is Gat. God bless.